Alright, we're now going to play some more Jeopardy on my iPad. The last video I did before this was game 4 of my run of Wheel of Fortune for the PS2, and that one unfortunately did not go so well. Well, it was going fine through the first 3 rounds, but then player 2 had to become a wheel hog in round 4 and essentially block me from winning the game. But let's see how this game of Jeopardy goes. Game number 6, and my 5-day total is $35,200. One daily double on the board in this round, as you know, and our categories are SNL on film, cooking, Wheel of Fortune, Estorica, novel characters, African animals. Cooking 200. Butterball advises putting the thermometer in this part of the turkey that provides dark meat. What is the breast? No. So not a good start in this game. The 5 was what we needed. From the Latin for flat wood, it's one of a fry cook's tools. It's a spatula. Cooking 600. Hungarian goulash recipes measure salt and pepper in teaspoons or tablespoons, but this spice in cups. What is paprika? Alright, I'm on the plus side now. Cooking 800. Craig Claiborne's recipe for this French soup reminds you to chill thoroughly and pronounce the final S. Vichy sauce. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. Also sometimes done to harbors. It means to coat food with a dry ingredient like flour. Skim? Nope. Dredge. Nope. Estorica 200. This poem has a scholar seeking solace in ancient historic writings, while he's disturbed by a rapping at my chamber door. What is the Raven? Wheel of Fortune 200. This newspaper guy's estate south of San Francisco boasted 50 miles of ocean frontage and a 1,665 square foot indoor pool. It's not Will Brandt. William Randolph Hearst. Alright, Will Fortune 400. This actor loved to say his name is Boston legal lawyer Denny Crane. William Shatner was the will in this case. In 1666, this Quaker who founded the American colony went to Ireland to manage his father's estates. And it's William Penn. In an opera, he was fortunate and skilled enough to shoot an arrow into an apple, and later into the evil Gessler. William Tell. Wheel Fortune 1000. This operator and Nebraska representative opposed the gold standard and urged the free coinage of silver. William Jennings Bryan. I think I mispronounced this order. Estorica for 400. Kukai, also known as Kobo Daishi, brought historic Shingon Buddhism to this country. What is China? No, not China. Japan. This old publication bases its weather forecasts on historic interpretations of natural phenomenon. What is the Old World Almanac? No. Old Farmer's Almanac, and I had started to say that. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, he's the designer and master navigator of a submarine. Captain Bligh, no. Captain Nemo. Mia discovers she's not just a goofy teen, but also Genovian royalty in this Meg Cabot novel. What is The Princess Diaries? There we go. Novel characters for 6. In the third film adaptation of The Maltese Falcon, Humphrey Bogart played this hard-boiled detective. Who is Sam Spade? Novel characters 800. In this novel, Pongo and Mrs. Bart and the news of the stolen puppies was traveling across England. What is 101 Dalmatians? Novel characters 1000. He says, the animal within me licking the chops of memory, the spiritual side promising penitence. Dr. Jekyll. African, no, SNL and film 200. Jake and Elwood are on a mission from God in this film. What is the Blues Brothers? SNL and film 400. Two friends are on a mission with their Illinois public access show in this film. What is Wayne's World? Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. SNL characters for 6. Two aliens from the planet Renmulac are on a mission to raise their teen daughter in this film. Coneheads. Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan are on a mission to get into the best club in town and open their own in this film. A Night at the Roxbury. Answer. Daily Double. She's only going 100. Julia Sweeney is on a mission to have a relationship with Chris, a person of indeterminate sex in this film. Not Dave. It's Pat was what we needed. Esterica 800. This art of transmuting metals broke up into branches. The Esterics drew away from lab practices. Hermeticism, however you pronounce it. It's wrong, though. Alchemy. Alright, finishing off that category. This historic tradition of Jewish mysticism involves 10 divine numbers or emanations. Kabbalah, yeah. Player 3 and I are tied for lead at 2,000. African animals for 200. The Cape Fur type of this breeds at colonies on the coast of South Africa. What is the lion? No. Seal. Even though they're striped, thousands of these can be spotted migrating with their new friends. What are zebras? Yes. African animals for 600. Most of these flightless birds live near Antarctica, but the jackass species is found off South Africa. What is the penguin? Yep, African animals 800. The only birds taller than this 8-foot African bird were the now extinct moas. Let's see, ostrich. Alright, let's see the last clue. This giraffe relative is also called a forest giraffe. The okapi. And that does it for the Jeopardy round. I have 2,800, player 2 has 2,300, and player 3 has 2,200, so player 3 is going to select first in Double Jeopardy. And we have these categories to deal with in this round. Food and drink. Unfinished operas. Virginia. The Birds. Back in 1968. 19th century America. On July 3rd, 1890, it was admitted to the Union as the 43rd state. What is Idaho? Yes. In a famous 1830 race, this little old locomotive lost to a horse. What is Casey Jones? No. Tom Thumb. Built between 1817 and 1825, it was 363 miles long and 40 feet wide on top. The Erie Canal. In 1888, he introduced a new shorthand system that would largely replace the Pitman system. John Gregg. And the last answer in that category is the Daily Double. And she's making it a true Daily Double. In 1835, he became Speaker of the House. 10 years later, he was occupying the White House. It's not Millard Fillmore. James Polk was what we needed. Make an exodus from the theater after seeing Schoenberg's incomplete opera about this man and his brother Aaron. Who is Isaac? No. Moses was what we needed. Biondello hides inside the mechanical goose in Mozart's unfinished opera, The Goose of this Egyptian City. What is Giza? Down to 1200. This isn't good. Cairo. Slavery was introduced into what would become the United States in this Virginia settlement in 1619. Please let this be right. What is Jamestown? There we go. Virginia, 800. Born in Virginia in 1856 and elected in 1912, he was the last Virginian to become president. Woodrow Wilson. The birds for 4. This bird, Halides lecypus, is a national symbol of the U.S. What is the bald eagle? Birds, 800. Herring and laughing are 2 species of this seabird. What is the heron? Oh, no, it's not the heron. The gull. Birds, 1200. If you're a C. corax, this bird, you may be given the gloomy pronouncements like the one in Poe. What is a raven? Birds for 16. It's the thick-walled muscular pouch that grinds food in the bird's lower stomach. The gizzard. Birds 2000. The colorful lovebird with a curved beak and short tail is a member of this bird family. Not Jay. Parrot. Back in 68 for 400. When he was killed in 1968, he was planning a march of striking Memphis sanitation workers. Who was Malcolm X? Nope. Martin Luther King Jr. 68-800. On Christmas Eve 1968, Borman, Lovell, and Anders became the first men to circle this object. What is the moon? Food and drink for 400. Brioche, popular for continental breakfast, is a type of this staple. What is bread? Food and drink, 800. Antonin Karim created Charlotte Russe and the sour cream dish for Tsar Alexander I. What is beef stroganoff? Food and drink, 1200. A famous meat sauce is named for this Italian sausage city. What is Bologna? Food and drink, 16. In Jewish cooking, potato pancakes commonly enjoyed during Hanukkah are known as these. What are latkes? Food and drink, 2000. Creme d'anise is a liqueur flavored with this fruit. Pineapple is the fruit. Unfinished operas, 1200. This composer finished just 3 scenes of Olav Tryggvason. They're sometimes performed as a cantata. Who is Richard Strauss? No. Edvard Grieg. Unfinished operas for 16, and there's the other Daily Double. With 3,300. Let's wax philosophical and wonder why Rousseau left only fragments of his opera about Daphnis and her. Not Sophia. Chloe. The state of Virginia was so named in her honor. Who's Victoria? No, going the wrong way again. Elizabeth I. Virginia for 16. Called the Eastern Shore, Virginia is part of the Delmarva Peninsula, is split from the mainland by this bay. Not Hudson Bay. Chesapeake Bay. From the genus Cornus, it's Virginia's state flower. What is the Mayflower? Ah, down to 2,400. And, oh, shoot, I went too fast. This military campaign launched by North Vietnam on January 30th, 1968 was named for the Vietnamese New Year. What is the Battle of Long Kna? Oh, I only have 1,200 now. The Tet Offensive. In 1968, work began on this project that stretched from the North Slope by Prudhoe Bay to the port of Valdez. What is the Trans-Alaska Pipeline? There we go. In a 1968 speech, this Black Panther said, "You're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem." Who is Eldridge Cleaver? And the last clue. Smetana's Viola, with just 365 bars of music, is based on this play. What is Twelfth Night? And I finish up with 6,800. Category for Final Jeopardy is space exploration. Nothing. The space age began in 1957 with the launch of this satellite. What is Sputnik? And Sputnik was right, but I didn't risk anything. Claire Free said Vostok, which is wrong, but she didn't lose anything. Okay, another $6,800 won gives me a total of $42,000. Let's just make sure that's correct. Yep, $42,000. I'll see you next time.